Hey, TTRP gamers, this is Gamer Nick with Gamer Jacob. We've had a lot of people ask us questions about the Genesys system that we play in our Livestream game, and they want to know how to make a character. So today we're going to walk Jacob through the process of creating a character. We're only going to go over the options that are found in the core rulebook just to keep this as easy as possible. So no psionics or nothing out of the expanded rule set. So first, I just want to kind of go over the character sheet. At the top, you kind of have your basic character information, and that's going to be like your career, your race or species. It'll have your character name and then like who's playing them. So like that's all pretty basic information. And then below that is probably the one of the more important parts of the game, because everything's based off of it, is your characteristics. We have brawn, which is kind of your physical health and your strength. This directly affects your wound threshold, so like how many hits you can take before you're disabled or critically injured. If I were to make a comparison, it would be similar to like Dungeons and Dragons, but combining your strength and your con into one square. Next is your agility, which is like your manual dexterity, your hand-eye coordination, your flexibility, and body control. Intellect is your intelligence, how educated you are, your ability to reason and rationalize. Your cunning, which is like how crafty, devious your character could be, maybe how creative they are in a spur of the moment. Your willpower is like your discipline, self-control, mental fortitude, and if you're playing a character that's a character of faith, it would also be how faithful you are. And then your presence is kind of like your moxie and your charisma. The next thing on the sheet, so like talking about the stuff above, so you have your soak, which is like when you get attacked, it's the amount of damage you reduce from the hits that you take. The next part is your wounds. This is like how much you can take in physical damage, and the threshold is how much damage you take before being critically injured. When you hit your threshold, you're basically knocked unconscious or disabled. Next thing on there is the strain, and this is like how tired they can be or their mental capacity. So like hitting 0 on your strain threshold will daze your character. The book actually says you could become catatonic, where you just like fall down and don't move. And then your defense is basically whatever gear your character has, like armor or a bulletproof vest, and that adds some black die to rolls against you. A little further down the character sheet, we have the skills, which is a pretty significant portion of the character sheet. These are determined by your career, and you can kind of like just look at which ones you would want to use. Then you have a little spot for your weapons, and then at the bottom of the page we have your experience, which you don't really level up in Genesys, but you can buy new abilities. My personal opinion, motivations is the most important part of your character. So motivations are going to have like your strengths, your flaws, your desires, and your fears. This is kind of like where you build who your character is. And then it's got what gear do you have, some more character description, any notes you might have for the character. Then you also have like critical injuries, which tell you like, what does a critical injury do to me? And then the last page is your talent pyramid, and there's like a spot to like put the name of the talent, page number, and then like a small description. I always recommend when you're playing an RPG to check with your GM on the setting, because there are things in the Genesys core rulebook that are specific to fantasy settings or to steampunk, and so you want to make sure that your GM says that's okay for you to use. So the first step is creating your background. Where is your character from and what are their roots? Your background should inform how you're going to build your characteristics and choose skills and talents. What's really nice about the Genesys system is how open it is, both in the terms of like open world and also just like your creativity. There's really no limits on what you can build. Anybody can take a magic talent if they have the right prerequisites. Anybody can take arcane as a career skill if the setting allows. Even if your character is like a fighter, if he just suddenly decides to be friends with a wizard and have them teach him, he can just go learn magic. The next part is the Genesis races. We're just going to build a human tonight. They're the most common across all settings. So we're going to pick a human. What kind of human are you thinking, Jacob?
I'm picturing kind of a big and gruff dude. His first impulse is probably to shoot or beat somebody up and then ask questions. Yeah, I did do some homework and look over this before a little. So I'm thinking like a laborer.
So if you were to go to page 37 in the Genesis core rulebook, you'd find the laborer. So like the laborer starts with a wound threshold of 12 plus their brawn, and a strain threshold of 8 plus their willpower. So the first thing you would want to do is write down your archetype abilities. So that's going to be like a 3 in brawn, a 1 in or 2 in agility, 2 in intellect, 2 in cunning, and 1 in willpower and 2 in presence. The next thing just to remember is like your race gives you starting skills as a laborer. So the laborer automatically gets 1 rank in athletics. On your character sheet, there's like little bubbles. So you go down to your skills, and athletics is like the third one down for brawn, and you just click that box.
Yep, got it.
And you get that for free before expending experience points. That's important because we only get 100. And then you also get the ability Tough as Nails.
I thought soldier might be a good career. Is that the next thing that I'm supposed to do? Pick a career?
Yeah, so one thing to remember about your careers determine which skills your character can invest in for cheap. What it means to like have it as a career skill is that instead of costing 10 points to go up a rank, it'll only cost 5 points to buy your first rank. So like on your character sheet, there's a column that says career ? Any of the skills listed in the soldier there that are in bold, like athletics and brawl, you would just click the career checkbox, which will tell you like, oh yeah, I don't have to spend much. You can choose 4 of your career skills and gain 1 rank in each one.
I think this guy likes to punch people.
Okay.
He likes to shoot brawl things.
Okay. Is he using a pistol or a rifle or a shotgun?
No, it's like a giant freaking machine gun thing or something.
Okay. Yeah, so that'd be ranged heavy.
Okay.
Which it says you can substitute ranged for ranged heavy if you want to.
Yeah. I think he's pretty good at knowing what's going on around him.
Okay, so that's probably like vigilance.
I think I'm going to go with coercion too. I think he likes to hurt people. Anyway.
Maybe he does a little torture, this character.
He punches his problems, yes, and then he has different problems.
Yeah, so now we would spend our experience.
Awesome.
Got 100.
Okay, I think this is where my knowledge legitimately breaks down. I think he's good at shooting people, so I think his agility should go up. So to move it from a 2 to a 3, how much experience do I spend?
So each characteristic takes 10 times the next rank that you want to get to. So if you want it to be rank 3, it'll cost you 30 experience.
Okay, I'm going to make it rank 3. You can
only go up to a maximum of 5.
All right, and that means I only have 70 experience left. Since I want him to be able to also scare people, I don't want a 1 willpower.
No, you probably want to get that to a 2. I recommend having at least 2 3s and a 2 where your 1 slot would be. So like most races have a slot that just has a single 1, and you can kind of eliminate that, which helps.
Yeah. Okay, and then I feel like I'm
So you spent 50.
Yeah. I feel like I'm okay with my characteristics right now. 2 3s and a bunch of 2s.
Yeah,
All right.
and you can kind of like work around your average scores. 2 is average, like by investing in talents and skill ranks. So we're going to talk about skills real quick. Remind us of which
Yeah.
ones you purchased.
Right. So I got Brawl, Range Heavy, Coercion, and Vigilance.
Okay.
So I think he's
And
really good at punching people. He's really good at
Okay.
shooting things. And I think he's good at coercing people.
Okay. So the way skills work, because I think we should go over this just a little bit. To figure out how much experience it would take to go up a rank, it would be 5 times the number of ranks you want to get to.
All right.
So rank 1s are 5, rank 2s are 10, 15, and that's for your career skills. If like your character wanted to have a skill that's not part of their career, like maybe he practiced really hard one day and learned how to pilot, it would cost him 10 points to get the first rank and 15 for the second rank. So it costs 5 extra points for non-career skills. Yeah. So and at character creation, you can only go up to rank 2.
Yeah, so what I did is I went ahead and put a rank in Brawling, Range, and Coercion, because that's what I want him to be good at. So I still have 20 experience.
Yeah, so we've got 20 experience left after you upgraded 3 skills. Is there a career skill that you think this guy might have that we didn't get for free?
I think I'm going to say Survival, because I think he's good at not dying. So that would be 5 for the first rank. And then 10 if I wanted to go up to a second. Another 10 to go up to a second. So I have 5 experience left.
Which is just enough for a talent if we wanted to do a talent.
You know what? Let's do 1 talent. Or start.
Talents are on page 71 and go through page 81. What's nice about this part of the character sheet is it actually tells you how much each rank costs. So a tier 1 talent is 5 experience.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with Toughened, because I think this guy can take a hit. Every rank I take of this, I increase my character's wound threshold by 2. So I think I'm done. I got a character that can
that's your character.
punch people really hard.
We would normally purchase gear for you, but we can do that in another video.
We'll have a playlist eventually, and you can, somewhere along the lines, you'll figure out how to get gear. Also, just to put it out there in case you couldn't figure out who we're, which I didn't give any real clues, but I was sort of making Jane from Firefly.
Yeah, he's like kind of the archetype for the soldier career in this game. Like everything on there is Jane specific, I think.
Yeah.
It's great.
Which is sort of a tease. That's something that we're probably going to start doing with one of the other players from the game. We'll be trying to take different characters and making them in the Genesys role set.
No, I think that's everything. If you all enjoyed this video and want to see more of this kind of thing, like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section of our YouTube channel or send us a tweet at RPGsanonymous1 and join our Discord and Twitch communities. Links will be in the description below.
If you have any questions, Monday night, 9:30 Eastern time, when we start our stream, you can just pop in and ask questions in the chat, and we probably answer them right there during the stream.
Yep. We take a little extra time to do stuff like that. So, well, we will see you all in the multiverse.
Yeah.